So after the election, a lot of people got upset, very emotional about the results. They upset because Donald Trump won, and you got families and friends divided, co-workers divided because Donald Trump won, and they feel like if you voted for Donald Trump, then you like to sell out to your race, sell out to your community, you sell out to the women. You a backstabber, and it's like that's not the case because if you're voting for a policy, because politics is only supposed to be about policy, okay, not party, not the person, because when you dive deep into the person, you'll realize that all candidates have some kind of racism, some kind of bigotry in them, hypocriticalness, hypocrisy in them all. So really, should you even be voting for them, especially if you want to call yourself like a Christian, somebody follow the Bible? Because now I see why some religions don't vote, because after watching this, I saw how it just divided, and you see how people are not quote unquote perfect, got flaws. Forget flaws. They sin and do wrong by other people just to get ahead, and I don't think you're supposed to vote for somebody like that. Be a part of something like that, But hey, everybody got into it, and so now you allowed a racist man, quote unquote racist man, divide your family, destroy your family and your friends over what? Over something that, again, really, I'm saying, really, I ain't gonna say shouldn't really concern you, but should not concern you as much as I said before, like the local election. But anyway, you get tired of hearing them people just talk bad about folks that voted for Donald Trump, and most of their talking points or most of the things they're talking about has to do with non-black people. Well, let's just say white people when they talking about being racist or misogynist or something like that. Now, misogyny, they'll put it in all men, but we talk about that people who voted for Donald Trump were all racist, or all racists voted for Donald Trump, whatever the case. Those issues, those things don't concern or reverberate with black people. So saw a video where it shows black people who voted for Trump, and it asks the questions why. So let's find out in Black America's own words why they voted for Trump.
A strong economy, no illegal immigration.
Here's a man who's been accused of being a fascist, Hitler, just almost put in jail, almost killed twice. And that's what we know of in terms of attempts. So to me, it made sense to vote for him because everyone seemed to be against him.
Barack Obama, he was on record speaking to black men in particular about the lack of support for Kamala Harris. And he suggested that misogyny was at play for the lack of support.
Speaking to men directly, part of it makes me think that, well, you just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as president. You're coming up with other alternatives and reasons for it. It's not acceptable.
I thought it was reprehensible for him to come and have any criticisms toward black men. He did not help black people when he was in office. He brought up the largest LGBT agenda around. So no, I do not appreciate.
Exactly. That's what he's mainly known for during his presidency. They did a video earlier about hate crimes in America and how black Americans are, the amount of hate crimes committed against black Americans like more than double than everybody else combined, right? Which is crazy, but we don't have a anti-black hate crime bill. And yet I saw a story today where a guy got arrested because for a hate crime because he pulled a flag down in front of an establishment or something. I'm like, my gosh, they can get charged with a hate crime. A person can get charged with a hate crime, or they can get a hate crime bill, and a person get charged for something as minor as that. A hate crime bill, that's supposed to be something I thought was big and can be, you can get felony charges and spend years in jail. And that's going to happen because he pulled down a rainbow flag? Yeah. Thanks a lot, Barack Obama.
Dated Barack Obama, he had no reason to speak to black men
because he ain't black man in his own self. He got a Kenyan dad and a white mama. So and he was raised by his single white mama and his white grandparents. So no, he can't speak for us. I mean, but this is hindsight is 2020. When you know better, you do better.
Not represent our interest at all.
It's not about Kamala's her gender or her race. It's about the policies.
I think it's very insulting because we all have our own mind. I'm a free thinker. It's not that I vote because she's a woman. It was her policies I didn't support.
President Obama was desperate, and he needed to have a message to black men. And unfortunately, he's become an elitist. He can't relate to black men, so he had no message to black men. And anytime someone's going to accuse you of being something, there's an automatic pushback. It's just human nature.
It just goes to show the disconnect between the Democrat elite and the actual people. No, it's not misogyny. And for him to come from Martha's Vineyard, it just shows that he really does not know what he's talking about.
It's misogyny from Hispanic men.
Right.
It's misogyny from black men. Things we've all been talking about. A lot.
What is, you know what? I'm sorry. Let me look up something real quick. Misogyny. Let me look at this definition right quick. Misogyny is a noun, dislike of, contempt of, or ingrained prejudice against women. She felt she was struggling against thinly disguised misogyny. Misogyny is the hatred of, contempt, or prejudice against women or girls as a form of sexism that can keep women at a lower social status than men, thus maintaining the social roles of patriarchy. I really do hate that damn definition. That does not look good. Man, but misogyny is such a strong word to me. It's like there is no hatred. I don't hate women. I really don't. But I think there is a role that everybody plays. And there are gender roles. If there was no such thing as gender roles, there would be no such thing as gender. People get mad about gender roles, but yet you allow 112 different genders to be created overnight by some mentally deranged people. I mean, go figure. Make that make sense to me. But yeah, there are gender roles out there. Just like I'm saying, I don't hate kids. I love children, but children can't run my house. Children can't children can't be out in public disrespectful and running things. That just don't happen. No matter how much you love them, it's like, shoot, there are, and they're just people just have roles, and men have roles, and yes, women, you have roles too. And it's like you can get upset about the misogyny or what have you, but thing is, the problem is where do you draw the line at it? Where do you draw the line? You want us to, we can be providers, protectors, making sure, be the buffer between all harm that can come to you, but yet we can't run things. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make, it doesn't make sense at all. If you can't pick and choose when you want your man to be a man. Can't do this like we can't pick and choose when we want our women to be women. And that's something we would never do. Trust me. That's one thing I ain't gonna never do is worry about trying to compete or be equal to a doggone woman.
Of Hispanic voters
We'll leave that to choir directors.
have problems with black candidates.
Right.
A lot
and
of
with other Hispanics. You've
And-
got some
and-
that don't
exactly.
like each other. And
Right.
and some of the most misogynist things I've heard going on this Get Out the Vote tour came from black men.
If I'm racist,
Dang, I wish I would have played the whole clip. I want to know the examples of what black men told him.
it would be definitely a new thing for me. It's going to be kind of hard for me to be racist. I mean, I think the name calling is just all fear mongering. Anything to make.
I see. She said, she can't be racist and she can't be misogynist. So why would she vote for Trump? Explain to me. You know what I'm saying? And not to talk about her size, but women that look like her, like size wise, those are the women that I mainly see that be on the Democratic side talking about the whole reproductive rights thing. I don't like I say. So explain to me why she voted for Trump. What's the problem with her?
Make people feel a certain way so that they won't vote the way a certain party wants people to vote. It all comes with, once again, with the policies, knowing the policies, understanding how those policies affect you every day, and then that eliminates the fear mongering.
Oh,
That is true. Exactly. Like I said before many a times, if you pay attention to your local vote, you know what? You got 4 years until the next election. Right now is the time for you to start paying attention to your local politics. Start there because undoubtedly you're not ready for the big stage. But start your local politics. And what's funny is the amazing thing is your local politics are the most important thing to you right now. Because, as a matter of fact, I guarantee the next couple of elections that's going to come across your table are going to be local issues. Guarantee it before the next presidential election comes around. So yeah, find you some local politics and do some research on the policies and your politicians. See what y'all have in common. See what y'all don't have in common. Go down to your local council meetings, city council meetings. Go down to your state representative meetings, the ones that are open to the public, and just pay attention, take notes, and learn. Learn how to get involved in politics. Learn how to make a change in your own community. That way, when it comes around to that presidential election, the next presidential election, and there are like Senate or House seats that are up for grab, you can be like, hey, I'm well informed. I'm not voting Republican, or I'm not voting Democrat, or I'm not voting Tea Party, Green Party, Independent. What I'm voting for is this policy here that's going to benefit my community. And unfortunately, may not be the Democrats or the party that my parents told me that we have to follow, but it's the person that's going to make it happen. So what you want me? I mean, I got to go with my best interest, not through identity or not because my mom and daddy told me to.
well, that's ridiculous.
I think that's not true at all. Like I said, Latinos who support Trump, they believe in this country. They believe in the American dream. I think Al Sharpton was way out of line for that.
I think
Yeah, because it said like 46% of Hispanic, like Latino people voted for Trump. Like all races and ethnic groups, but no, not counting white folk. Their support and voting for Republicans or Donald Trump like increased by at least like 5, 6, 8%, 8 to 20%, something like that. So what Al Sharpton really don't hold. I mean, but they take one little bite, one little bit of information, they run with it and make it. They take the smallest, minute little bit of information and turn it to the biggest issue known to man when it just ain't so.
Latino men are immoral men. They did not want to support her because she actually supported abortion to 9 months. She supports illegal immigration. And so many of our Latino brothers and sisters, men especially, they go through the legal methods. And it does take a while to come into this country legally, but they don't appreciate someone cutting the line.
That doesn't make you a racist. That doesn't make you a misogynist. It just means that you love the truth over the false emotions they're trying to put on us.
Why did you vote for President Trump?
I voted for President Trump because of his policies.
Because I'm on change. I believe in free marketing, less government, build a wall. Then my Christian values and stuff, and I believe in paying less taxes, less gas.
I voted for President Trump.
Now that guy there that was just talking, let me see. I'll go back to his face right quick. See, don't go back too far. This guy here, he strikes me as a guy who speaks on talking points, right? Kind of like the same thing that we can accuse a lot of people who vote Democrats, support Democrats, the things that they do. Not really researching on really the details of the policies and taxes and all this kind of stuff. What did he say? He said taxes, the border wall, and my Christian values. I mean, I'm just saying, I'm just going by like just by the way he answers. It's not like really detailed to where like if you say, okay, tell me, if you ask him, okay, tell me about his tax plan that you like. He just said he probably said, yeah, he's just gonna lower taxes. But then you'd be like, how? Like, tell me the details out, like details of it. You should go on his website and read his website to see exactly what he said he was gonna do, and this and the third. He just strikes me as a guy, and I could be wrong, but he just strikes me as a guy who would probably not know. But the guys like that, women like that, are dangerous because they'll vote on just what people say and not really knowing exactly, you know, what's really going on with that person, or if that person really said that. If he really is about that, they just go by what somebody else said.
Less gas.
I voted for President Trump for his
He said less gas. You see what I'm saying? I mean, come on, bro.
policies. And his first time serving as president, I had money in my pocket. I could afford to live with more options.
I wanted someone who
When he was first in office, well, we got this house that we in now. So what was that, 6-7 years ago? And then, I mean, it was a blessing that we got it when we got it, because like right after that, 2019, 2020, so was that 4 years ago, pandemic hit. And everything went to hell in a handbasket after that. And housing prices, I mean, the housing prices out here went crazy. I mean, I know our house value went up at least, I'm gonna say 150 to I'm gonna say about $150,000. It went up like in a matter of months. Maybe. And that was because all these folks in California too moving out here, because whatever hell was going on in California, it just, affected a lot of stuff in the world. Then you have like supplies, building supplies. They said it was a shortage. And so the demand was higher, so the prices had to go up. All that, played a big part, and it's still going on to this day. Because I told you, I got a friend of mine who bought a house. He saved for like 300,000, and then when he went and got it appraised, he tried to go fight the appraisal district, and then they said his house was worth about 600,000. Like, damn, he ain't probably been in his house no longer than I have, but he live in a whole nother area. So yeah, things were affordable back then. And then, but it seems like I said, the pandemic been over, and Joe Biden and Kamala Harris didn't figure out a way to bring things back down to quote unquote normal and stuff. And things are going up every day now. Even now, man, I remember when I used to go to Waterburg, and I still go to Waterburg every now and then. Don't let me lie, but when I used to go to Waterburg on a regular basis, I can remember buying, and I've been buying 2 potato, egg, and cheese taquitos for 10, 12, 15 years. Shoot, probably longer than that. Hell yeah, probably way longer, about 20 years. My gosh. But anyway, I remember I used to be able to buy 2 of them for like $4.75. And then I remember going to $5, but now it's like $7.40. I think, 2 of them, like down here in Texas. And it's like $7 and 4. But these last couple of years, the prices went up faster. Boom, like quicker. Boom, boom. Went from like 5 to 6, 620, something, $7, $7.12. Now it's like $7.40. It's like, my God, it's still, prices are still going up. Ain't nothing is changing. Again, Kamala Harris, Joe Biden has done nothing to help alleviate these prices.
who cared about America. And I had to pick that candidate.
In order for me not to vote for Trump, I would have to ignore so many things that he did for the Black community. The First Step Act, freeing many Black people, getting many Black businesses started, just the opportunity zones that he created for the Black communities. These things that he did while he was in office for the Black community.
And see, and that's the thing. See, he came out with some examples of why he voted for Trump this time. So he couldn't ignore what Trump did for Black America last time. Now, there's no politician is going to come out and do a full 180 on the Black community. For everybody in the Black community to be rich, have money, reparations. That's going to still be hard. We're still going to fight for it though, but there's not a politician that's going to just come out and just run on that completely and then do something about it. But if they do a little bit at a time, do something, and if you do something, You know what I'm saying? You need to put it out there. Now, Joe Biden and them like to say the money they did, the things they did for HBCUs. The thing is, how many black people actually go to HBCUs? Now, I'm not knocking HBCUs because I mean they're historically black colleges, but then you gotta remember all the names of historically black colleges, all the names are last names of white people. Yeah. Uh and there are other ethnic groups that go to HBCUs now. I remember back in the 90s, there was this, I think when Doug Williams was a nice or 2000, I think Doug Williams was a coach, and he had a white quarterback there at Grambling. So so other ethnicities been going to HBCUs for years. So that's nothing new. But like I said, how many people actually go to HBCU? But then again, on the same token, how many black people are at or below the poverty line? How many black people go to public schools that teach our kids nothing? How many black people got people in their family who have been locked up, went to jail, juvenile, prison at some time in their life? See, that touches more people than just HBCUs. Yeah, HBCUs getting money, that's fine. But when he say about trying to create opportunity zones, that's something that you can build off of. HBCUs, you can't really build off of it because it's just dealing with the schools. But when you're dealing with somebody's neighborhoods and you can build neighborhoods, bring money to neighborhoods, allow people to make money in their neighborhoods, that can create a better effect, a bigger and more positive effect nationwide. Because if it works here, and then it can work somewhere else, and then it can grow, and these people can move around parts of the country, and teach people, show people what they learn, and you can and you can build, and create. What I'm saying, these communities where people make good money, pay taxes, productive members of societies, and your crime rates go down. But when you give money to HBCUs, and then you look up and the HBCUs ain't got no money, they all been audited, not all, but they all been audited. Don't know where the money's going. Don't know who got it. Don't nobody got no idea what happened to it. Kind of like the Black Lives Matter campaign. That's a problem. That's a problem. Like I said, that's something I can't, I can't really back that. Don't understand that way of thinking. But anyway, I'm glad these people here told their story, why they voted for Trump, black people. Because I'm tired of people trying to say that all black, why everybody voted for Trump either racist or misogynist, and it's just not true. A lot of times you try to put misogyny and like I say in gender roles, try to make that hand in hand, and it should not be. It should not be. You just got to understand it's just the way the world is made. Again, if there was no such thing as gender roles, then there shouldn't be anything. There should be no such thing as genders, and there are. There are two of them, male, female, and just deal with that. But anyway, tell me what you think about this story. Leave your comments below. Share it with the world. Hey, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Those four things cost you nothing but maybe a couple of minutes out your day, but they mean the world to us here. If you would like to support us financially, you can give super thanks, super chat, super stickers, or go to the description box below. There are links there you can click on to help support us there. Don't forget to go to marlonmorale.com. That's marlonmorale.com, where you can get 10% off your first purchase of all our luxury items. Also in our shop store, in the shop button below, we have products there, including our miniature sandalwood beard kit, which has sandalwood oil, balm, and wash. Now, sandalwood is clinically proven to help stimulate hair follicle growth. So if you're just trying to start out growing that beard, or you're trying to make that beard fuller, hey, matter of fact, sandalwood you can probably put on top of your head and try and grow your hair that way. Because again, hell, it's sandalwood. But anyway, if you're trying to grow that beard and make it fuller, man, hey, what better than to use the best products on the market, huh? Makes sense to me. But anyway, with that being said, I leave you in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.